I'm going to call the meeting to order. The August 12th meeting of the Southborough Youth Commission at 7:02 p.m. And we're going to start with reviewing and approving the meeting minutes from July 8th. Did anyone have any changes or comments? No. I just saw one tiny thing, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's like one word. Under
Okay.
reports and discussions, it says under A, lots of networking the month, this month.
Do you have a line number?
Hang on, I can open it up.
Oh, sorry.
I just wrote it down.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Let me check. It's line number.
Oh, here. Lots of networking the month.
At 21? 21.
Maybe this month.
That's what I thought, this month.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as amended. That would be the July 8th, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we'll take a roll call vote. Karen Ingram?
I won't vote because I couldn't attend last meeting.
Oh, okay. Did you see Sam Stivers had sent us a message saying that we're allowed to vote even if we didn't attend it, as long as we review it?
Oh, then I
So,
approve
can.
because I read them. Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Susan Byer?
Aye. Yes.
Lauren Ritchie?
Yes.
Who am I missing?
Me.
Laura Chioco?
Yes.
Did I miss anyone else?
Me, aye.
Sarah Micus and Nancy Sutton, aye. I have to get my screen so I can see everyone at once. Sarah, do you want to move on to the director's report?
Sure. Okay, so for you this evening is an extended director's report with some additional information, and it's been a busy time, so there's lots to share. Mainly we've been trying really hard. We have two really great interns with us this year, and so we've been trying to create some opportunities or seize some opportunities to do things that we haven't been able to do before. So this summer, one of our interns, Delaney, worked with the Southborough Extended Day program to offer leadership training to the CITs, which was a really a win-win-win opportunity because you know, SEDP hasn't always had the bandwidth to be able to offer that to their CITs. So, we were looking for such opportunities. So that was nice, and very successful. And I think maybe with some minor modifications, we will likely offer that again in subsequent years, and may even, you know, be able to do something for our rec program also. I'm not sure what they offer, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it was great. Let's see, we're about to enter into a busy outreach time, and I will mention a couple of things to you guys when I get to upcoming dates and information, because I know typically the board has been quite involved in helping us with that. The schools have kind of done things a little differently this year, so it's allowed us to be able to cover more of that. But in preparing for for outreach. We've had a lot of advertising that we've been working on, and just making sure we have all of our supplies and figuring out who's doing what. On the director's report, I'm quite excited to share 2 programs that we are offering right before school starts. They're essentially similar in nature, but one is for Southborough schools. It's called Successful Start, and it's focused on managing feelings of anxiety about going back to school or the school year. Forming and keeping successful friendships and relationships, and sort of some conversation about, friendship barriers that might come up during the school year. And lastly, executive functioning skills, which are things like organization, motivation, time management, things that help students feel successful so that they don't fall behind in whatever they need to accomplish as a student. Obviously, the skills or the content is going to be different for Finn students versus Trotter students. And we also adjusted the time frame. But we've had a lot of interest in the program already, and we're very excited to be able to offer that. And our interns, Becca and Delaney, are working hard on preparing for those. Rising Titans is the same concept, but for students transitioning into high school. And that is a program that we're running in partnership with Northborough Health and Human Services Department. And so similar focus, but for a different age group. Let's see. Lots of training for our interns. Lots of planning for the year ahead. Emily and I have been working really hard to sort of map out programs and events for the year. I just finished QPR instructor training, so we will officially be able to offer that again, just in time for Suicide Prevention Month in September. I'm actually going to be offering info sessions. This is partly why I had to reschedule our September meeting, and thank you all for being flexible with that. In September, every Tuesday evening, I will be offering a different info session at the library on different topics related to suicide prevention. So understanding depression, navigating the mental health system, QPR, and the value of validation are all info sessions that will be offered once a week in the month of September. We've continued to collect responses for the Community Needs Assessment Survey. We're currently at 318 responses, and our goal is 366. We're very close. We really hope to get there. For upcoming dates and information, so NERI has decided, in lieu of an open house this year, they're going to do what Trotter typically does, which is a curriculum night. And that's not until early September, which means that both of those events can be covered by our staff, which is great. And they're also offering self-guided tours for families, and have invited us to come and have a resource table for both of those events also, which will be nice because I think it's a little slower paced, or I'm imagining it's going to be a little slower paced, and afford us opportunities to talk to people. And also Finn and Woodward are having their open houses on different days, which again means that we have the capacity to cover that. As of right now, I believe Woodward, we only have one staff member. I think you guys know that I like to, if at all possible, pair people up so that they're able to cover any mayhem that may occur with with some of these events. And it can be very fast-paced. So Woodward, I believe Emily is our only staff member at the moment who's able to cover that. And then Heritage Day is, as many of you are familiar, an all-day event. And so Janet's working on finding out what sort of our time frame is beginning to end, and we'll create a sign-up sheet for that. So I apologize for the lack of communication on outreach. We've just been kind of trying to figure out, get all our ducks in a row, and figure out what we can handle on our own before we come to you guys. Our interns are also very interested in helping out with this, and it's a great opportunity for them to become familiar with the community, and they're still figuring out their class schedules and all of that. So it's been a little slow going, but we're getting very close. And so I plan to reach out to everybody in the near future just to see if there's any remaining pieces that we could use some help with. Heritage Day for sure is something that we will definitely accept any help we can get. I've got stuff on the next page too. So as you can see, there's a lot of dates coming up for events that we're hosting. Can you guys, I'm not even looking at you, so I hope you can still hear me. Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's so quiet too. So on the second page of the director's report, you can see there's a lot of different dates on here. This is our attempt at, and this isn't even for the full year. This is just getting us through the end of this calendar year. But we're doing shelf help. We're going to do books once a month. We're going to sprinkle in some fiction and nonfiction books related to specific topics. And we're also only going to cover each book with one meeting versus splitting it up. And it's going to feature different staff members running each of these. So that's a little different from last year. Also, the info sessions, as I highlighted in September, I have a number of them for Suicide Prevention Month, but I'm also going to be offering Understanding Depression over at Colonial Gardens. We've been doing outreach at Colonial Gardens every Thursday, and October 9th just happens to be National Depression Screening Awareness Day. So many awareness days and months. And so we're seizing that opportunity to do an info session over there. Whether people take us up on it or not, I hope they do, but we're trying to offer whatever we can. Also in October, it's ADHD Awareness Month. So I'm going to be doing Understanding ADHD. Oh, that's supposed to say the library, not the Eaton Room at Colonial Gardens. Please excuse that typo. So that typo is the Eaton Room at the library on October 21st. And then finally, Why Mindfulness is a new topic that I'm super excited about, and I'm planning to do that one at the library just before the holiday season kicks off. It's really the best sales pitch I can give to encourage people to slow down, which I think is a needed message around that time of year. So I'm excited to debut that info session. Okay, before I move on to the next section of the director's report, is there any questions on any of that? No. Okay. I'd love to see any of you guys, if you're able to make any of the info sessions that are happening at the library. Not because, I mean, I love having seats in chairs, but it's more about getting some feedback on the presentations themselves. You know, I'm very accustomed to doing them one-on-one with people. And so even if one person shows up, that's totally fine. But If there's somebody you know that you think could benefit from hearing the information, please pass that along. All right, so moving on to budgets, we're in a new fiscal year. I have for you an update on our current budget standings, our figures. The contracted services, I just want to note that it looks like we've spent $24,360 already this fiscal year, even though it just started in July 1st. And that's because we have a contract with Rona Cairns, who provides us with consultation and provides supervision for me. And because those funds are contracted, the town does a purchase order for that amount. And so we already have that amount earmarked, and thus it's taken out at the beginning. So just want to explain why that is. We did not go on a spending spree. Donation account balance, and then finally what's left of ARPA for our department. We have one remaining invoice with Trendline that will be due at the end. I do want to mention really quickly, I know that Janet had emailed everybody today about rescheduling the November meeting because the meeting happens to fall on Veterans Day, and so we wouldn't be able to have a meeting that day. But November 4th, the day that we're hoping to reschedule the Youth Commission meeting, is also a day that we have set aside for Trendline to do a presentation of the final report for the community needs assessment. And I think it would be appropriate if you're all okay with it to use our meeting for that presentation. So, and of course it's open to the public so other people can attend and, you know, learn more about the information. But so if November 4th can work, that's great, because that's when Trendline has put it on their calendar to do that presentation. So we should have everything wrapped up by then.
That
Great,
date
that'll be
works for me. It
interesting
sounds
to
like it's a good
see.
idea.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what was that?
I was just saying that sounds like a great idea,
Oh, good.
having it on the same day that they're available.
Yeah. Karen,
Yeah,
what
it's
did you
definitely, I was just gonna say that's gonna be so interesting, because
Yeah.
after having taken the survey to see how the town has responded.
Yeah, I'm really curious. We haven't seen any of the data ourselves, except we have been receiving some hard copies of the survey. So we scan those in and send them over, but we don't know we don't know what the trend lines are around what people are saying. And I'm eager to see all of the data put together with our focus group and interview information. And Trendline also puts together this interactive dashboard that we can use to sort of change the variables around which data points we want to look at. So the whole thing, I'm excited because we've been working very hard on this and trying to reach the finish line. So, and then we move
That
on
is
to the
exciting.
next phase, which is the strategic planning process. But that sounds like a 2026 project to me, if you ask me. All right, just finishing up the director's report. Again, providing you with data points just for the major categories. This is the areas we have supported people. Prevention programs, now that, you know, I know Emily's been here a while now, but it took some time for us to start sort of doing more programs. So we're starting to collect data on that again, you know, shelf help, for example, or what's another good example? Well, that's the first one that comes to mind. Could be considered a prevention program or something that we do with Encompass over at the high school. So we haven't had data for prevention programs in a while, but I anticipate in the coming months we will have more to offer now that we're getting our feet under us and really hitting the ground running with that stuff. Strategic plan updates, you know, a lot of this is ongoing work. I try to offer some new insights about things related to this. Again, info sessions, I've developed a few new topics. I think I have 3 new ones to offer in the coming year. So we've got quite a few now, and I've updated that flyer. Still working on the universal financial assistance application with other town departments. I guess related to that, and I meant to mention this earlier, in upcoming dates and information, I've been invited to come to, yes, it's here, select board meeting. So next Tuesday, I have been invited to go to the select board meeting to share sort of an update on what our department's been up to and talk about goals for the coming year. And opportunities for growth, opportunities for partnership and collaboration in town. And so I just wanted to put that on the Youth Commission members' radar in the event that somebody wants to join me. If nobody's available, that's totally fine. Just want to mention it. I think I would be a mistake not to mention it in case someone wanted to go. So that's next Tuesday, the 19th in the evening. I haven't seen the agenda yet, so I'm not sure where on the agenda I will be. Oh, there's my dog. The progress report for the strategic plan reminded me of that, because some of what I'll be sharing with them has to do with sort of these ongoing things that I'd still really love to do in town. One of them being the universal financial assistance application. Let's see. I really think that's the highlights. Any questions or comments or anything I can answer?
I'd like to come to the meeting and just
Sure.
support you if,
Thank you.
if that's
That'd be
okay.
great.
Okay,
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you, Nancy.
you're welcome.
If
Sarah,
I find out more, I'll let you know about the timing. Sorry, go ahead, Susan.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
curious if you had heard any more information about them potentially combining all the departments that they had brought up.
Yeah, I know there's interest still, and I also know there's disinterest and pushback also still. So I do think there's consensus in the area of improving efficiencies, avoiding duplication of efforts, streamlining things, sharing resources, and minimizing silos. We have a lot of opportunity to share resources and to be collaborating more. So I think that's part of the ongoing conversation. But I also want to really be sensitive to the fact that you know, some people like things exactly how they are, and that you know, I think as a part of the ongoing conversation, it would be important to make sure that other people's concerns are heard. So.
Sarah, I had a question about, I don't know if you talked about this last meeting when I couldn't attend. How did it go with camp this year and the 90% versus the 100%? And did you get more attendance and less no-shows? And Janet followed up with them all. I was just curious if you
Yeah.
had a
Sorry. Oh, back hurts today. Camp went great. I think the process of sending everyone over to our office to fill out the application was very helpful. I'm really keen on whether it's us. I mean, it makes sense for it to be us, but I really think it's important for residents to have one department they can go to for assistance versus going from one to another to another. And so I'm really, I think that this step has helped establish that for people on some level. We still have more opportunities to pursue, but it's a good step in the right direction. Interestingly, we had about the same number of families. And even though the application process was a touch more rigorous than it has been in the past, nobody was deterred by that. We were very careful to make it thorough enough so that we were ensuring that resources were going to families that were in fact in need, but not so daunting that it deterred people from applying. So it did not do that. People still applied. And we had around the same number of families as we normally do. And the majority of them were 90% eligible, 90% discount eligible. Which I think, you know, really illustrates to me that this is important, because the income criteria is, you know, I think this kind of support is very helpful for families. So this really reinforces that for me. And Janet, you know, did we've done the follow-up with camps regularly, just checking in on attendance. And I do want to say, that no shows to camp has not been like a major issue. It's been a once in a while issue. But enough that I was in support of the idea. The idea actually came from our rec department versus us to do a maximum of 90% discount. And it really, I think only in a couple of cases was it still difficult for a few families to cover that 90%. And so rec was willing to work with the family to do a payment plan for whatever they owed. So that was the only challenge with it, was, you know, sort of having to reconnect with families on multiple occasions to collect that 10% discount, or that 10% that they owed. But really that was between rec and the families. You know, our role in it is to just collect the information, review their application, identify, you know, talk with the families and identify any other pieces of information we needed to know. And then we have permission through the application to let the respective departments know what their eligibility is. And then from there, it's between the other department and the family to figure out. I do know there were a couple of families where it ended up that, so this is a little complicated, but St. Mark's, for example, and Fay School offer free weeks of camp. So we can't offer a 90% because the weeks are free. But we can't, you guys are frozen on my screen. Can you still hear me? Yes? Okay, great. For equitable reasons, we still have to charge the families something, at least 10%, or based on their eligibility. And so in those cases, the families gave 10% to Friends of the Southborough Youth Commission towards the Camp Scholarship Program. So I think in those cases, it was a little bit more involvement on our part to ensure that families were paying that 10%. So it became a little more complicated, but the overall experience was good. And I think was totally doable for families. So that's good news. That was a long-winded answer to your question, Karen. I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
Okay, do we want to move on to outreach opportunities? I know we have sharing the survey on here.
Yes, so that continues to be something that we appreciate your help with, and I know at this stage in the game, sharing it makes you feel a little annoying. And I'm sorry about that because we totally understand it because it's like, hey, it's us again. Hi. But if you have opportunities, please, and I know there's some other surveys circulating right now too for a couple of different things. So people are certainly starting to experience survey fatigue and that's hard. So thank you for your help with that and your continued perseverance in sharing the information now. I really hope that we can get from 318 to 366. And I know that's such a random number, but that comes from Trendline. Given the population of Southborough, that would be a statistically significant number for us to really hang our hat on the data. So that's why we're going for that number.
Sarah,
Yeah.
will we have the opportunity to distribute the survey information at the open houses?
Yes, yes.
I think that will definitely bring you up
I really
to
hope so. I
your
really hope
goal,
so.
and
Yeah.
maybe even have paper copies available, or
Yeah.
I don't know, do we have iPads that might have it on it so people could do it right there?
Yeah, we do. We have all of those. I think we'll probably bring QR codes. The QR codes work well, like Karen could probably speak to this when people are waiting for something. So Karen was kind enough to share the survey while people were waiting for to participate in the blood drive. That's a perfect opportunity because they're there anyway and they have to wait their turn.
Mhm.
It's harder at the open houses to ask people to pause and do that because they're speeding to and fro. And so, but we are, among many other things, printing the survey flyer to go in the outreach bags to give it to people. If you haven't done it before, we have just enough time to say, here, take a bag. Here, take a bag. That's about the extent of our outreach. But Janet pre-stuffs, so she's doing 500 bags for next week so that we have them for the open houses. We're also having outreach tables at a variety of schools for other things. And so we're starting with 500. So you're right, Sarah. I think with the upcoming outreach, that's our hope, is that we will get there.
And Sarah, I'll reach out to Emily, but the next blood drive's September 11th, and I'm happy to do it again because,
Oh,
like you
great.
said, I had a captive audience. There's a
Yeah.
lot of, and it's not always the same people. So
Yeah.
if they've already
that
done
would
it,
be
fine.
great.
But yeah, they should sit there and
Wonderful.
do it. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Is it just one per family?
No, anybody in your household that's even we were saying people 16 and older. So for every person 16 and older in your household can complete the survey.
I mean, I sent it in, but I don't remember what it said on the
Yeah, yeah.
application. Because if I can talk my husband into doing it, then, that
Yeah.
would be, that you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, so if you have folks living in your home that you could say, hey, remember that favor you owe me? Here, take this survey.
My girls can both do it. They owe me favors for my Uber services.
Excellent. Perfect, Nancy. I love it.
Before my husband gets dinner, I'll be like, ooh,
Hey.
Yeah.
I don't like to.
You want this plate of food? Fill this out first.
I can post it, not that I work at the preschool anymore, but I will post it on the bulletin board
Oh,
outside.
that'd be great.
Yeah, when
Thank you.
I think they have open house at the beginning of September too, so.
That's great. That's great. Thank you, Sarah. And I'll say also, this is, I don't want to compete with the community needs assessment survey, but the info sessions, I'm really, I was approached by I just had a conversation this morning, with the youth pastor from St. Mark's Church, not St. Mark's, excuse me, St. Matthew's. I think hopefully, there may be an opportunity to do some info sessions over there, but any places that you know, they're, sort of educational opportunities, but they're also kind of serving as, I keep calling it as like a commercial for the department, but in a way they give people sort of exposure to our department, and then they learn more about what else we do, and maybe come to realize that they could use our help with something else. So if you think of, that could be an opportunity also for outreaches, groups that we could do some of these info sessions with. So St.
we have-
Matthews, oh, go ahead.
Do we have a flyer that has the info
All the
session and the
topics?
date
Yes.
for the fall? Because
Yes.
that would be helpful. I could post that on my
Yes, I
Facebook
can.
page and,
I can give you, I made a specific flyer for Suicide Prevention Month that we're having printed right now, but I'll send that to you guys.
okay,
And, all the new topics or the updated flyer, if you go to our webpage, it's listed there, but I'll send
Okay.
it to you. I'll send the flyer, the schedule for September. I haven't done like specific well, I probably will, because I have some other info sessions that are one-off. They're not part of like a series, so, but I'll send those to you guys. But Sarah, the preschool would be,
yeah,
or
no,
Melissa over at St. Anne's, there's a lot of, you know, audiences that this is just general information, helpful information for.
I was thinking we could put a flyer, or when the parents come, we could give them a flyer in the preschool package, so
Mhm.
they have all the information, so.
And as I said earlier, with regard to outreach, we're getting very close to knowing what we have for staff at the open houses and everything. And Janet's working on a sign-up sheet for Heritage Day, so more to come on both of those, and that will come over email. And if you can help, great. If you can't, I totally understand. I appreciate you thinking about it.
Anybody else want to comment on outreach or have an idea? We can move on to the September. I know Sari already talked about the November meeting. I know we have some September listed here too.
Yes.
The 11th is the
Yes.
date.
I'm trying to find Janet's email. Is
Yeah.
already-
I
It
think
was
I found it. September 11th.
Yep, 9/11 at 7 remote, and November 4th at 7 in person because of the presentation.
And then October will be our regular second Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you. Tuesday, the September one is strictly because I'm being selfish and wanting to do programming at the library that night. So thank you for your flexibility. I'm hoping that enough notice was given that we can find something that works for people.
Can you repeat the dates and times? Sorry.
Yes, no, that's
I'm a
okay.
little behind here.
That's all right. September 11th at 7 PM remote.
Okay,
I think Janet was looking for confirmation. So these are
Okay.
tentative as of right now, because we
Yep.
have to ensure we have a quorum unless we want to share now, but September 11th, and then the other one was November 4th at 7 PM, but in person.
okay,
And that's gonna be Trendline.
Yep, Trendline is going to present the report for the community needs assessment.
Where are you gonna hold that? Because you might have more participants.
I'm not 100% sure, but when I pictured it in my head, I thought that the public safety building might be a good fit. Because they have good audio visual equipment, and they have the owl to make it a hybrid meeting, and we could record it, and
Mhm.
so to be determined, but that's my first thought.
Okay. And we'll wait to confirm that with Janet, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, if you could respond to her email to just share if that works for you, and that way we can confirm if we have a quorum.
Okay. I think if no one else has any questions, comments, we're at adjournment. If someone wants to make a motion.
I'll move to adjourn the meeting of,
I just wanted to comment that, excuse me, we're gonna oh,
Karen, you're frozen, but we hear you.
Oh.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you're frozen.
I just wanted
Frozen
to,
again.
I wanted to let you know that Friends will be starting up again in September. Sorry. Let me see if I walk. I don't know if the
There you
internet's
go.
better. Can you hear
Your
me now?
video is more consistent now.
We can hear you and
Yeah.
see you better, it looks like.
Okay. Okay. I don't know why my internet goes out in there. So we'll have a Friends meeting in September, and actually Sarah's gonna do, and then we have an October meeting scheduled, and she's gonna do the value of validation with all the Friends groups. So I'll share that date in case anyone also would like to, from this group, would like to join us, the Friends group, for Sarah's info session on the value of validation.
Yes, thank you, Karen.
Mhm.
This is, by the way, so I know I've shared this before, but the way that we're delivering info sessions, there's a variety of ways people can have them one-on-one in our office, which tends to be the most popular option. People want to know more about the topic, but want to do so in a private setting. I'm trying to push them out into the library for the, general public. But that we've had small audiences for that. But one of the other options is a quote unquote private party, which is, I always joke that you should think Tupperware party, but psychoeducation about mental health topics. I had asked Karen if she would be willing. This is one of the things that I think we need to try more, because I think if people have control over the audience that they're hearing the information with, and it's more comfortable, that we're more likely to be able to offer this in a group setting. So if anyone else is interested, willing to host an info session, it doesn't have to be at your home. It could be at we could reserve a space at one of the town buildings. We could use a coffee shop, a variety of different things. But I know that we have a harder time offering info sessions as like a larger workshop, because people just prefer privacy and a little more control over who's in the room with them when talking about some of these more sensitive topics. So
Sarah, I don't know if I just thought of something recently. I've heard a lot of people talking about their kids going off to college and they're very anxious and anxiety. I don't know if you have a topic that would, relate to that. I mean, I don't know if there's so many audiences for the younger, but there's this whole mom and dad's, having their kids leave the house for the first time, and there's a lot of anxiety. So I don't know if you talked about having a kind of a target presentation towards that.
for managing anxiety, I think
Just managing anxiety, yeah, with the whole step of kids leaving.
I don't have something specific on that, but certainly something I could be thinking about, because you're right, that comes up every single year.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
I'm sure is a tough
Yeah.
We are offering, it's not exactly the same, but we are trying to do some focused work on anxiety for both kids and parents this time of year. It is more focused right now on transitioning to new schools, either from middle school to high school or elementary to middle school. But yeah, that's certainly an important group to be thinking about, are the parents that have kids moving out of their homes. So
I've heard that question too. I think because people know I have a college student, same thing. They've been like,
Yeah.
tips? How do you let go?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what should I do? Yeah.
yeah.
They never leave, by the way. You can be hopeful, but they'll be back.
Okay. Should we go back to adjournment? Not to be pushy.
I don't think that's possible for you, man.
I'll move to adjourn the Southborough Youth Commission meeting at 7:47 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay. Let's take a roll call. I changed my picture so I can see everyone now. Susan Byer,
Yes. Aye.
Laura Chioco,
Yes.
Sarah Micus,
Hi.
Karen England,
Hi.
Lauren Ritchie,
Aye.
Melissa Shields,
Hi.
and Nancy Sutton. Aye.
Thanks, everybody. Nice to see you.
Two.
See you
Bye.
in
Good night.
September.
Bye.
Enjoy the
Bye.
last week of summer.
Oh, I know. Enjoy.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.